Speaking of offense runs the league, did you see Trevor Lawrence, what he got paid? Mm-hmm. My goodness.
Big payday.
And
you see why they paid Jared Goff.
And you have to, right? I mean, Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence reached a deal 5 years, $275 million, $200 million guaranteed, $142 million due at signing.
His agent deserves a pat on the back and an out loud handshake.
Yep.
142 due at signing. That's a Kobe deal. Remember, Kobe was the only one that got his salary at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Day one, he got all the credits and all the ducats. 142 at signing is nuts. Because a lot of time there's that word again.
Yeah.
A lot of time with NFL, they like to boast these big contracts, but they filter the contract through you in a space and a pace that's befitting of them. That's befitting of the team and what's worked for the team and convenient. They're dropping 142 in his bank account as soon as he signs that dotted line. Man. It's incredible, but you're paying for, once again, the potential, the mystique. Mm-hmm. This is another guy you're not a fan of, and a lot of people are starting to come on the wave of Ryan Ermanni. Won a national championship, had a chance to win 2 national championships. He goes number 1. He has the comeback against Justin Herbert in the playoffs to get that win. They're paying him for what he did in college. They're paying him for what he looks like, and they're paying him for what the potential is. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you like this, that's a lot of money to be wrong.
Well, Braylon, you nailed it when you mentioned the Lions and what they paid Goff, because what they paid Jared Goff is going to look like a bargain in a couple of years. Trevor Lawrence is now making $55 million a year. Only Joe Burrow makes that much in the NFL. So Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence each make $55 million. Jared Goff at 53, Herbert at 52.5, Lamar Jackson 52, and Jalen Hurts looks completely underpaid at $51 million on that list. Underpaid $51 million, but nonetheless, I mean, what you're going to see now, Braylon, is just with the amount of revenue that is coming into the NFL, with the amount of money that is going to be put towards the salary cap, you're going to see a lot of these contracts just become astronomical.
Do me a favor, put that back up there, James. We're doing a hell of a job.
Great job in there, James. Great job in there, big guy.
Look at the Proud. Look at Proud Papa over there. Look at Proud Papa in the chair.
Yeah, he is.
You put these up there right now. 55 million is Trevor Lawrence. 55 is Joe Burrow. Goff's at 53, right? Justin Herbert will be eligible for an extension after the end of this season. His first year with Jim Harbaugh, his money is going to go up. Lamar Jackson got paid last year. What's his extension going to look like 2 years from now, which would be 3 years after he signed that deal? That money is going up. Jalen Hurts had a bad year last year, had a bum knee. The team had a bad year as a team.
Yeah.
He picks up and gets it together. What does his extension look like in 2 years? Tua hasn't got paid. They're waiting to pay Brock Purdy in San Francisco. Those numbers are going to go up, and eventually you're going to look. Jared Goff's going to be a successful quarterback for the Detroit Lions, making $53 million a year, and that won't even be 8th on this list.
And then you look at the other quarterbacks now that are coming up, and what they're
C.J. Stroud will be up in 2 years.
Yeah. C.J. Stroud will
Jordan
be up.
Love will be up.
If you're Dak Prescott, the Dallas Cowboys right now, I'm just not paying Dak $55 million a year. I'm just not doing it.
What you gonna do?
It's one of those.
I don't know
it's
what I'm
the same
do.
as the
Jaguars.
Jaguars.
I know.
What were they gonna do?
You're right about it. I'm not paying Lawrence $55 million a year.
Now, it's so funny. We saw this, and everybody talked about this online. They had the stat. Anson sent it as the first person I saw it, but they had it all over where they showed Daniel Jones's first 4 years. Was it 5?
Yeah.
And they showed Trevor Lawrence first 5 years. They neck and neck. And you can even argue Daniel Jones's numbers was a tad bit better, especially if you include the rushing yards. Everybody complained about Danny Dimes making 48. Are the New York Giants maybe the winners right now more than we thought they were, in the sense that they have Danny Dimes, they have Tyrod Taylor, they revamped their defense? What are they going to do, draft? They're going to move up and draft the player that you're scared of? They're going to draft Drake May, who we think the Patriots made a hell of a wrong move on that?
Well, just because they're paying their quarterback $45 million a year, which would be a bargain if he was good, but he sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, he is just I don't think he's a winning player at all, and they're going to have to figure it out next year then. I think they're going to have to draft a quarterback next year. The New York Giants are just not going to be good this year. They've lost Saquon Barkley, and they have a bad quarterback. That doesn't say winning to me.
So
no matter how much they're paying their quarterback.
That's true. 40.
You know,
just looking at these numbers, as the more the numbers go up, the more you look at teams that aren't paying. Like, all right, well, they can filter and do other things. I mean, look at what. Appreciate you, James. Look at what the Giants were able to do by keeping on Nathaniel Follett. They were able to go out and get Brian Burns.
Yeah,
that helps that defensive line. Now it's going to help that secondary. These are the numbers. Trevor Lawrence, 300 yards more passing. Everything else is neck and neck, man. 2 more total TDs, 2 more interceptions, 1 less fumble loss, and the exact same QB rating. A 10th off with 5-4. These are the same numbers. One guy's making 55, the other guy's making 45. I'd rather be the Giants right now in this situation.
Well, when you just looking at these numbers, I totally understand what you're saying. I think the problem here is that I think everybody in New York believes that Daniel Jones is no good.
Yeah, I agree.
I believe everybody
including
in Jackson.
His coach.
I believe everybody in the Jacksonville organization believes they still could pull something out of Trevor Lawrence and he could be that great player.
Absolutely.
I agree. I think the difference for them is I think Trevor Lawrence is in the situation. I don't necessarily know if I trust Doug Peterson without Frank Reich.
Yeah.
Frank Reich and Doug Peterson, they make magic with the quarterback position everywhere they go. Doug Peterson hasn't been able to rekindle that same magic or that same flame that he had with Frank Reich. Meanwhile, we knew what Brian Daboll was on offense when he was in Buffalo. Mm-hmm. We knew Josh Allen was most successful and he was going to be good as long as he had Brian Daboll and Daniel Jones. If they can fix their relationship this offseason, you add Malik Neighbors. Some people say he was better than a Marvin Harrison Jr. So, to your point, I think this is a we'll see year for both of those guys.